In today's video, fighters react to Jake Paul's loss to Tommy Fury. Jon Jones accuses Fancis Ngannou of running. Chris Curtis is salty over being replaced by UFC. Jake Paul gives excuses for the loss, and fans boo. But before we get into these stories, quickly click that subscribe button. You've done that? Cool. Jake Paul, the influencer turned prize fighter, had never faced a full-time boxer until his Sunday bout with Tommy Fury. Well, it did not go well for him. In a close contest that went the distance, Tommy Fury remained undefeated in his professional boxing career against Jake Paul. After 8 rounds, the Brit scored a split decision win in Saudi Arabia and improved his record to 9-0. Well, lots of MMA fighters and personalities quickly rushed to Twitter to give their takes on the fight. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson tweeted, "Man, you know Jake is regretting that bet right about now, #PaulFury. E. Casey Layden tweeted, "Is Nate Diaz the biggest loser from Fury x Paul result?" Teddy Atlas tweeted, "Hey, we know these are not world-class fighters and are events. They did not embarrass themselves at all. Credible showing, #PaulFury. Mike Perry tweeted, "I'm not gonna be that guy who sits here and talks shit while these boys get in there and make money for their families and entertain the crowd. I'm happy for them and I'm watching the fight." Brett Akamoto tweeted, "That was genuinely entertaining. Get a new referee and run it back." Jimmy Manua tweeted, "At least we got the right result. Great fight. Respect to both fighters, #PaulFury. Terrence McKinney tweeted, "I respect Jake, man. He got a chin on him for real for real. Glad got the decision RT. Tommy won clearly." Michael Chiazza tweeted, "Do you really think the promoters trying to fix the Paul vs. Fury fight would have a paper script just floating around to leak on the internet? Take your tinfoil hats off and just accept the fact that, regardless of the outcome today, Jake Paul can fight." Gilbert Burns tweeted, "I think @Jake Paul is winning this fight. Who you think? #PaulFury. Derek Brunson tweeted, "Tommy Fury beats Jake Paul. I see a rematch coming. Y'all ain't slick. #PaulFury. Tyron Woodley used it as an opportunity to make a call out. "Coming from someone that won't risk and fight anyone. Fought 2 guys in one night instead of me. Sent me a deal and took Dylan. Dylan pulled out and you'd called temper. @Jake Paul tied up in a rematch. Let your balls finally drop. @KSI. May 12th, Abu Dhabi. What's the excuse?" Aljamain Sterling tweeted, "There's a lot of room for growth for Paul. I felt Tyson Fury was edging it out as well. These guys both made a nice bag. #PaulFury. Paulo Costa tweeted, "Have a good night, MTFKS. Mike Davis tweeted, "They didn't rig it. Let's go." Adrian Yanez tweeted, "That script was fraudulent." Aljamain Sterling tweeted, "Jake Paul really isn't a bad boxer. Like his mechanics, mannerism, it's all pretty solid. Fury isn't as polished as I thought he was going to look in my head. Maybe I'm comparing him to Tyson Fury too much. #Paul vs. Fury. Jessica Penne tweeted, "Glad the judges got it right." Arnold Allen tweeted, "Should have gone to bed. These guys aren't bad enough that it's funny and not good enough that it's good." Well, unless either party is running, the rematch is what should be done. But Jon Jones has lashed out that despite his respect for Fancis Ngannou, he thinks that the former heavyweight champ ran from the UFC because of him. Jones is throwing Ngannou under the bus. For several years, MMA fans have salivated over the idea of a potential super fight between Jones and Ngannou. But that fight is unlikely to happen anytime soon, since Ngannou parted ways with the UFC in January after he was unable to come to terms with the promotion. Instead, Jones will now face former interim champion Cyril Gane for the vacant heavyweight title at UFC 285, and Jones blames Ngannou for that fight not happening. Jones told RMC Sport,
I don't think I deserve any criticism. I'm here. Francis had the opportunity to face me, and he opted out of the opportunity. If anyone should be criticized, it's Fancis Ngannou. If I'm correct, he was offered the biggest contract in heavyweight history. He had the opportunity to be a guy to dethrone me, and he didn't believe in himself. Francis didn't believe in himself. He wasn't willing to gamble on himself. I felt bad for the fans. I know that would have been a massive fight for the fans. People from all around the world would have loved to see that event, and I'm not counting it out. I could see Francis going and fighting and boxing and doing whatever he's going to do. I think he's always going to be welcome back to the UFC. That's always going to be a big, big fight, and I'll be ready for him.
While he always showed respect to Francis as a champ, he all of a sudden changed his tone towards the Predator. He also went further to say in a tweet how it was a smart move for Francis to leave. I found an interview of Francis talking about how he'll forever be the undisputed champion because no one beat him. Once I saw that, my tone changed. I thought I would tell you how I really felt. He did make the right decision. He left before I came back. Smart move. If on fight night, Jon Jones becomes the heavyweight champion, we for sure would love to see Francis return for his belt. Chris Curtis is unhappy about his bout at UFC 287 being relegated to the last prelim spot directly behind Raul Rosas Jr.'s bout on the pay-per-view main card. Chris Curtis is perturbed, actually more than perturbed, he's salty as Rosas Jr. created history when he became the youngest ever fighter to get signed by the promotion. The 18-year-old Mexican-American lived up to the hype with a spectacular performance on his debut, defeating Jay Perrin at UFC 282 in a spectacular first-round finish. While the youngster from UFC has garnered a lot of admiration from fans and fighters alike, Chris Curtis is not convinced that Raul Rosas Jr.'s fight deserved a main card slot. Curtis said, "Not gonna lie, that bout order is completely f***ed. One of the best cards of the year and I get bounced from the main card for a child? I fought on short notice, have taken on whoever, and gone 4-1 to get ranked, and I get bounced for a kid with one fight? Yeah, I'm salty as f***." There are reasons for Curtis to be angry with his placement on the card. For one, considering Rosas is just 1-0, and his opponent Rodriguez is just 1-1 in the UFC in the promotion himself. Or perhaps his potential star power justifies the UFC's decision. Jake Paul told the boxing world to judge him on how he responds to his defeat after being beaten by Tommy Fury, and then made excuses of illness and injury for his loss in Saudi Arabia. The 26-year-old was heavily booed by the crowd as he claimed his performance was flat because of issues he experienced in his training camp that he had not mentioned until now. He said in his post-fight interview,
"Honestly, I felt flat. I got sick really bad twice in this camp, injured my arm, so it wasn't my best performance, but I lost. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying it wasn't my best performance."
The YouTuber turned boxer also said he disagreed with the judges' scores after the showdown. However, he did admit it was a close fight. Speaking in the ring directly afterward, Paul said,
"All respect to Tommy, he won, you know, and don't judge me by my wins, judge me by my losses. I'll come back. I think we deserve that rematch. It was a great fight, a close fight. I don't know if I agree with the judges. I got a 10-8 round twice. This is definitely a humbling experience. I'll take it on the chin, get back in the gym, and we can run it back because I think we put on an amazing show for the fans tonight."
We all knew the excuses were coming. I guess a lot of people really enjoyed seeing Paul get whooped. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to like and comment.